Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the story of the Intercontinental Rally Championship. But before we do that we need to set the background for its creation. It's 2006 and WRC is in a bit of a crisis. Peugeot, Skoda, Mitsubishi and Citroën all departed from the sport at the end of the 2005 season, leaving it with only Ford and Subaru as factory teams. Kronos and OMV were using the Zara and the 307, as did Red Bull Skoda with the Fabia, but they were far from manufacturer teams. Amidst all this, Eurosport was having a fight with the FIA about the promotion rights of the WRC. This led to Rally Monte Carlo being confirmed as the opening round of the 2006 season, a mere week before it was supposed to be ran. Unfortunately, due to rallying not being a popular sport and 2006 being a long time ago, the info I could find on the matter was scarce, so just bear with me. Apparently, either Eurosport could see that WRC was going to die in the near future and wanted to make a rival rally series, or they just said, fuck it, I'll make my own series, with hookers and blackjack. Anyhow, in mid-2006, the International Rally Challenge was created. Eurosport stated that its target was to restore rallying back to its glory days and to make rallying better and more affordable to the younger generation. Eurosport also announced a new innovative TV format which would have live timing, in-stage car comparisons and a 3D graphic that showed its driver going head-to-head. For cars, Eurosport opted to use Group N and S2000 cars. Group N were the sort of cars you'd find in the production championship in the WRC, like the Mitsubishi Lancer or the Subaru Impreza. The S2000s were a new category of cars FIA had introduced in order to lower the cost, and also had standardized parts such as the gearbox and the drivetrain. At the time, the only S2000 cars were the Fiesta S2000, which was only used in Australia and essentially was the S1601 with a bigger engine, the Fiat Punto S2000, the Toyota Corolla S2000 and VW Polo S2000. For the inaugural round of the championship, Eurosport opted to choose Rally Zulu South Africa for its season opener. The rally was won by Alistair McRae, brother of Colin, in a Mitsubishi Lancer by 56 seconds over South African Enzo Kuhn in a VW Polo S2000. The 2006 championship included the famous European rallies such as Ypres and Rally San Remo. The championship was won by Giandomenico Basso, who won Ypres and Madeira. For 2007, the series was renamed to Intercontinental Rally Challenge and featured a 9-round calendar, including the Rally Safari as a season opener, along with WRC reject Rally Turkey. A new S2000 car also took part in the name of Peugeot 207 S2000, which guided Enrique Garcia Ojeda, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, to the IRC Championship despite not winning a single rally. The championship also attracted many ex-WRC drivers such as Gio Panizzi, David Higgins, Freddie Loix and Roman Cresta. The 2008 season didn't have any major changes, with the same cars competing and Nicolas Vouilloz winning the championship in a Peugeot 207 again. For 2009, Eurosport decided to go big. It attracted two new manufacturers in Skoda and Proton to compete in 2009 with the Fabia and the Satria. But they also delivered a big hit to the WRC that made people interested. Rally Monte Carlo hadn't secured a place on the 2009 calendar, and Eurosport managed to convince the organizers to join the IRC instead of the WRC. This was a major hit to the WRC, which had just lost Suzuki and Subaru due to the economic crisis. Many WRC drivers, like Chris Atkinson and Tony Gardemeister, started looking for seats elsewhere, with elsewhere being the IRC. The rally was won by Sébastien Ogier and actually had more TV viewing than WRC's opener, Rally Island, that ran later that week, after Monte. The championship attracted young talents such as Thierry Neuville and WRC race winner François Duval. The championship was won by Chris Meek in a Peugeot 207 S2000, with Skoda's Jan Kopecky in second. In 2010, Ford also joined with the Fiesta S2000 and also entered Mikko Hirvonen in Rally Monte Carlo. Sebastian Loeb also wanted to do Rally Monte Carlo, but in the end wasn't able to compete. Ex-F1 winner Robert Kubica also entered in a Renault S1600. He even won the rally, with Ogier and Mick crashing out. IRC also managed to poach Rally Argentina away from the WRC. The 2010 championship was won by Juho Hänninen in a Skoda S2000, with Jan Kopecky again in second. For 2011 though, WRC introduced a new supportive category called SWRC that ran S2000 cars and also introduced new regulations which made WRC cars more affordable. This in turn made the field of IRC more focused on WRC and SWRC. Despite that, IRC still managed to attract drivers such as Andreas Mikkelsen, Chris Atkinson, François Delacour, Petter and Henrik Solberg for Monty. The championship was won by Andreas Mikkelsen by 1.5 points over Jan Kopecky, both in a Skoda Fabia. Skoda also won the first ever IRC Constructors' Championship over Peugeot. For 2012, IRC had a problem. It was losing both viewers and drivers to the WRC. A big blow also came when Rally Monte Carlo returned to the WRC. IRC replaced Monte with Corsica and also added Rally San Marino and the Targa Florio round, two historic Italian rallies. Mini also joined the IRC with Danny Soder winning in Corsica. Unfortunately, in Targa Florio, Craig Breen and Gareth Roberts crashed into a guardrail which entered the right-hand side of the car and fatally injured Roberts. To this day, Craig Breen still remembers Roberts, who was affectionately known as Jaffa, and did the Targa Florio this year with Hyundai R5. Also in 2012, Eurosport got the rights to broadcast WRC again, and there was talk of the two series merging with one another. FIA President Jean Todt dismissed the rumors by saying, "It is clear that we have a vision for rally which is quite ambitious. At the moment, if you ask me, I'm not happy with the calendar of the WRC Championship. You cannot call the WRC Championship a championship with only 10 rallies in Europe and 3 outside of Europe. We also want a very strong European Rally Championship, which is part of the FIA assets. Of course, we move on with the discussion with Eurosport Events. They are the organizer of the commercial series, and this is something we will address on the long-term strategy." Now, let's take a bit of a break and talk about the European Rally Championship, or ERC for short. The ERC had been in a steady decline from the mid-2000s, with rallies regularly cancelled and in general being a shell of its former self. To understand the situation, here's an example. In 2011 and 2012, there were events that ran for both IRC and ERC, and they were the only ones that attracted the quote-unquote big names. If you combine this with the Jean Todt statement, you can see where this is going. On the 9th of October 2012, Eurosport obtained the rights to broadcast the European Rally Championship. On the same day, they announced that the two series would effectively merge for 2013, with the 2013 IRC season scrapped. Andreas Mikkelsen won the last championship of the IRC, beating Kopecky again to the title. After the end of the 2012 season, the European Rally Championship steadily returned to being a solid, competitive and respectable championship, not exactly the 70s prime Eurosport promised though. It also became a very good young driver pool, with drivers such as Esa-Pekka Lappi, Craig Breen, Kalle Rovanperä, Oliver Solberg, Adrian Fumo and Johan Hänninen, all driving or winning events for the IRC. Also drivers such as Jan Kopecky, Nikolai Gryasin and Mads Ostberg also became prominent figures in the WRC support categories. As for the S2000 cars, they were outpaced and eventually replaced by the modern R5 or Rally 2 cars, but can still be found in local rallies around Europe. So, this was the story of the Intercontinental Rally Championship, a championship that was able to stand its ground against WRC for a good chunk of the late 2000s and early 2010s, and was a catalyst for new talents and cars entering the sport. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.